Who was she? A missing piece of his own soul? The question is the identity of this girl. Well, let's hear what happened next. Chapter 4: The Meeting. Eamonn had made up his mind to forget everything, from the dream to a sensual attraction. He had given up his desires to meet her girl or see her face. To him, his work was more important than a mere imagination of mind. The dream was only a shadow of the night, nothing more. The dream which would vanish into nothingness in bright daytime. His office was a blend of glass, solid woodwork with big windows to let in the brightest lights of positivity. The noise of the bustling city below was muted by the voices of office chores. The tapping of the keyboard, the buzz of the printers, and the low murmur of the colleagues marked a perfect working environment. A world of reality in contrast to the illusion of the garden dreams. As Eamonn settled at his desk, his assistant walked in with a nearly folded invitation card, and she informs him, "Sir, there's a business conference at the Grand Hotel this week, and you are scheduled to present the upcoming project there. They have placed you as one of the key speakers." Eamonn agreed with affirmation, taking it as a challenge to something more real, concrete to anchor his drifting mind. He pulled his notebook closer and began stretching the outlines of his presentation, determined to make his presentation flawless. And the days passed with much work at the office and a completely calm atmosphere at home. Though at some point of time he did wonder about the girl of his dreams, but discarded the thought, thinking it a false illusion of mind. The day of conference arrived. The Hotel Grand's ballroom was alive with soft lightning, round tables draped in white, and a stage set against a backdrop of digital screens. Professionals mingled in sharp suits and dresses, exchanging handshakes and business cards. Eamonn felt a surge of energy. This was his arena now. After the presentations were announced, he stepped up to the podium with calm confidence. He spoke of his project, the innovations, strategy, and vision. His voice was steady and clear, bold enough to inspire others. With authority and warmth in his speech, the audience leaned forward, listening with rapt attention. Among them, one lady sat with a gentle smile, for her eyes were fixed on him as though his words were meant for her alone. Eamonn was so engrossed in his project that he didn't notice her smiling. It was towards the end of his presentation that he finally realized that this lady was constantly smiling, looking at his performance. For a moment, his thoughts wavered. Why was she smiling? Had he said something wrong, something amusing? Or was she simply amused by his style of speaking? Curiosity tugged at him. When his sessions ended, he became unusually restless. His calm composure gave way to ardent desire to meet the girl up. His heart was pounding up so loudly as if it would jump out of his body in his hands. Gathering enough courage, he waited for the right moment to approach her with a polite smile. "Would you care to join me for a coffee? There's a cafe in this hotel itself." Dressed in Western attire, she looked quite sensual as she walked along Eamonn to the cafe. She sat across from him with an ease that made the busy cafe melt into silence. Her long hair framed her face, strands falling forward now and then, with the fan's breeze concealing her facial features and alluring him. Eamonn's eyes lingered at the quiet grace of her movements, the way she brushed her hair strand back with her slender fingers, only to make it fall back again. Her eyes were deep and luminous, such that anyone who looked too long might drown in them. Eamonn stirred his coffee absent-mindedly, while admiring her thin lips coming closer to the rim of the cup rather very gracefully. The silence was distracted when she finally asked him, "Was this only about coffee?" Eamonn felt embarrassed, took his eyes off her to seek his curious answers. "Why were you smiling throughout my presentation? Did I make any mistake while I was speaking, or was I too amusing?" She smiled back again to him, that he was just perfect. The issue was something else. Actually, while looking at him, she was remembering her childhood time, when she used to admire foreigners on Indian land. At that time, she was too young. She didn't have the courage to talk with them. And today, she was in the presentation where a foreigner was elaborating on his project in front of her. Moreover, he also invited her for a cup of coffee. Eamonn laughed heartily, listening to her. "I never thought beautiful can be jovial too." For the first time after a long time, he laughed unrestrained. He felt lighter, as though the weight of his thoughts had lifted. Wiping a small tear of amusement from the corner of his eye, he said, "I like you. You are fun to be with." She tilted her head slightly, with a playful spark in her eyes. "And I have never seen such a serious person like you, who focus more on work than anything else, to be laughing so much like this. I like you too, for now I have finally talked with a foreigner." The playful conversation lingered between them like a pleasant melody. She was directly or indirectly attracted to his white skin, his way of talking, his sober and caring attitude towards life, though she was hesitant to confess. Whatever feelings they internalized, one thing was sure, that they were enjoying the company of each other in simple talking. As the time together drew to a natural close, neither seemed eager to part. Yet both knew that they must. With a hint of hesitation, wrapped in anticipation, they exchanged their phone numbers, an unspoken promise to meet again soon. Some goodbyes are not endings at all, but quite beginnings disguised as distance. Thank you for being part of this moment. Subscribe and stay tuned for the next part of the Forgotten Wing. Thank you.